my last review then this week is going to be the latest game from Dontnod, which is Life is Strange, Episode 1, Chrysalis, which I've downloaded. It's only $3.99 for the first part.
Boom.
It's all right. They've done a thing where you can buy all the parts together for $15.99 or buy episodes 2 to 5 for $12.99. Get them in a bundle, which I'll probably do anyway. I'm hoping they release them all separate individually just in case I don't have cash. But yeah, I really liked it. It's very much in the Walking Dead vibe. The whole walk around, look at things and stuff. But it's better made than the Walking Dead games and all those Telltale games. Like a lot of Telltale games, they've got this really old engine and it's really kind of creaky and wobbly and they don't work too well. And it's not been refined over the years, has it?
I think it's scripting that gets me on the Walking Dead game. Oh, fucking Walking Dead Season 1. I almost cried.
Yeah, the writing's good.
Oh, holy fuck.
Life is Strange is it's well written, but whoever's writing it doesn't know how teenagers talk.
Who does?
One of the characters, Chloe, keeps saying Hella.
Ella.
Yeah.
Ella.
The main character, Max, in one scene, says her camera breaks and she says, "Are you cereal?"
Super serious.
She replies to a text message with Kek. Yeah, you know Kek. In World of Warcraft, if you're a Horde player and you type in LOL, it appears as Kek to the Alliance players because they don't speak the same language. So, yeah, nerds type Kek sometimes instead of LOL. So, yeah, that happens. But, the lip syncing's terrible in the game. That's one thing they've got really bad. It's just awful. But it's much more elegantly designed. It's a nicer looking game than in the Telltale Games ones. When you walk around and you interact with something, there's not a cursor on screen. You move around and click on things. You walk up to it and an icon appears over it and it gives you the options of what you can do with it, where it's look, interact and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
There's hidden photographs to try and take photos of. There's all sorts of stuff that you can do which will affect the story later, and I missed most of it. If you watch the videos I put up on the last one, it gives you a tally. And I got the main story ones, obviously, because you can't avoid them, but all the optional ones, I got 2 of. One of them was touch Dana's pregnancy test. Only 2% of people touched her pregnancy test. I want to believe that because there's a rewind time mechanic in it, and you can solve puzzles by rewinding things and manipulating events to make things happen.
Yeah.
So you pick up a hammer, when you rewind time, you'll still have that hammer. So it's quite nicely done. So you need to set up a fire alarm at one point, so you need to push the thing aside. You haven't got enough time to push the thing aside, get the hammer and smash the fire alarm. So you push it aside, grab the hammer, rewind time, then smash the fire alarm.
Oh, okay.
But there's also stuff you can do where if you make a decision and you're not feeling particularly good about the decision you've made, you can rewind time and redo it.
All right.
Sometimes a character will ask for a particular piece of information you might not have. So you find that information, rewind time to before the conversation, then use that information in the conversation to solve the puzzle. There's a couple of points I did where you see it in the second part. One of the girls refuses to move off the steps so you can get into your dorm room. So you set up this sequence of events which took me ages to figure out, where you make a paint can drop and splatter her with paint. And you have 2 choices when you walk up to her: to be mean to her or to sort of say sorry and not say sorry because she doesn't know you've done it, even though you've been a bit of a dick there, but show sympathy. And I was mean to her the first time because I thought, well, fuck her, 'cause she's evil anyway.
Okay.
And I felt kind of bad about it afterwards, especially when she said, Nathan knows where you are as well. Nathan's a character who seems to have a gun and is very rich and no one wants to do anything about him. You save your friend Chloe from him at the start of the game. He kills a girl and you set off a fire alarm to stop it happening.
Oh.
But he's a bit nasty and no one seems to react to the fact that he's got a gun because he's got a rich family and the principal loves the rich family. But you splat her with paint and I was like, oh, hang on a sec, I don't want Nathan coming after me with a gun. Rewind. And I chose a sympathetic option. It kind of added an extra layer to the Victoria character. You got covered in paint. But then one thing that was kind of buggy was that straight afterwards you have to get into someone's room and there's in order to do it, you have to sneak into Victoria's room and find out that she's been doing something nasty. That's, because one of the other girls thinks that the girl's room you're getting into has been cheating on her boyfriend something, but it turns out it's actually Victoria, but sending messages to him.
Oh.
So you instantly have sympathy for that Victoria, and then suddenly you don't, which is a bit odd. But I want to see how that plays out, because I think that Victoria's probably going to be one of those characters who's you try and learn more about as it goes along, and it may be how she is portrayed is affected by your decisions more than you'd expect. There's all sorts of little side characters, interesting characters, loads of teenagers who are having tough times. Really well presented. Like one of the first bits, which I got content ID'd for, thanks Square. You walk out the room and she puts some headphones in, listens to music as you walk down a corridor, and the title credits play as you're walking down this corridor, and you can interact with the students and talk to them as you're going past and see them all walking around. It's nicely played out, like a little indie movie intro sequence thing.
Yeah.
But it's a really nicely made little game. Seems to be all building towards some big hurricane event. I figure what happened at the start of the game is you got killed and then she's rewinding time just before she gets killed to the first time she realised she could do it.
So you're actually playing like the last few days before she died, like Donnie Darko.
Yeah, and I think the whole thing is potentially leading up to her realising that she's going to die and how she's going to figure out how to get out of it. Which you kind of do the second time you go there anyway, because you sort of don't get hit by the flying boat flying through the air. But it'd be interesting to see how it plays out. The next part's going to have something to do with train tracks, which reminds me of a PSA video I watched at school where a kid got his legs cut off on a train.
Or Super 8.
Yeah, but yeah, it's good. It's decent for $3.99. Play the first part. If you don't like it, you haven't spent too much, and it's all right.